Clash Royale is one of those rare games that managed to both define a genre and become a cultural staple in mobile gaming. And diving back into it today, years after its original 2016 launch, it's still surprising just how much it has evolved while staying true to its core. On the surface, it's a simple mix of tower defense and card battling set in the familiar Clash of Clans universe. But what makes it compelling is the way Supercell has taken that accessible foundation and layered on real-time strategy, progression hooks, and competitive depth that can keep you hooked for months or even years. At its heart, Clash Royale drops you into 3-lane arenas where you and your opponent deploy troops, spells, and structures in real time, with the simple goal of knocking down each other's towers. The pacing is fast and addictive. Matches rarely last more than 3 minutes, yet within those 3 minutes, countless micro-decisions define the outcome. Do you commit heavily on one lane to force pressure, or split push to bait out your opponent's elixir? Do you spend big on a risky combo, or cycle low-cost cards to keep the tempo? The way elixir regeneration is balanced ensures that every single decision carries weight, and the flow of battle feels constantly dynamic. The progression system is what gives the game its long tail. You collect cards from chests, upgrade them with gold, and gradually unlock new arenas that introduce fresh cards and strategies. It taps directly into that dopamine-driven loop of opening rewards, but it also subtly teaches you to adapt, because each arena brings new threats you'll need to counter. Early on, you're just throwing skeletons and archers around. But before long, you're dealing with graveyards, inferno dragons, and mother witches, each of which can completely flip a match if misplayed. There's a learning curve here, but it's one that rewards experimentation and persistence. Because the moment you discover a synergy, like pairing Hog Rider with Freeze, or baiting out Zap with Goblin Barrel to protect your skeleton army, it feels incredibly satisfying. In terms of presentation, Clash Royale leans heavily on Supercell's trademark style. The art is cartoonish yet polished, with exaggerated animations and charming sound effects that make every troop feel alive. The way a giant stomps toward a tower, the ridiculous squeals of a hog rider, or the booming impact of a rocket all add personality to what could otherwise feel like abstract units on a board. The UI is clean and remarkably intuitive, with drag-and-drop deployment that's responsive even on small screens. You rarely feel like the interface is fighting against you, which is crucial in a game where a single second's delay can cost you the match. Performance is another area where Supercell nailed it. The game is optimized to run smoothly on a wide range of devices, even older phones, and matches are built to minimize lag, which is no small feat given how critical timing is. That said, depending on your region, matchmaking can sometimes feel uneven, pitting you against players with significantly higher level cards if you've been quieting quickly. This ties directly into the monetization, which is one of the game's most polarizing aspects. Clash Royale is free to play, but like most of Supercell's titles, it's heavily monetized through chests, passes, and gem purchases. You can absolutely play and progress without spending money, but if you want to compete at the highest levels, especially in ladder play, you'll feel the grind. Card upgrades require massive amounts of gold, and obtaining the newest cards often leans heavily on spending. For some players, this creates a pay-to-win perception, though others treat it more like a long-term hobby, slowly building up their collection over years. The community aspect is another layer of depth. Joining a clan unlocks donations, clan wars, and social interaction that gives the game life beyond the ladder grind. Clan wars, in particular, force you to think outside your comfort zone, as you often need to play decks with limited card pools. It's a smart way to encourage creativity and teamwork, and when your clan rallies together for a hard-fought victory, it feels genuinely rewarding. Supercell has also consistently supported the game with updates, new cards, seasonal events, balance changes, and limited-time modes that shake up the formula. These tweaks not only prevent stale metas, but also keep the competitive scene thriving. Watching pro players in tournaments reveals just how much skill and prediction goes into top-level play, elevating Clash Royale from a casual time killer to a legitimate esport. Comparisons to other games are inevitable. Where Clash of Clans was about long-term base building and asynchronous battles, Clash Royale distills that energy into short, intense duels that you can play on the bus, in line at the store, or in between tasks. It's closer to Hearthstone in the way it handles card collection, but the real-time deployment and lane-pushing mechanics make it more like a hybrid of MOBA and tower defense. Few other mobile titles manage to capture that same mix of brevity and strategy. Brawl Stars, another Supercell game, is perhaps its closest sibling in terms of addictiveness and community engagement. But Clash Royale still stands alone in its particular design. Replayability is one of the game's strongest suits. Because matches are so short, it's easy to fall into a just one more loop, chasing a chest unlock, or trying to push a little higher on the ladder. The seasonal reset ensures there's always something to strive for, and with over 100 unique cards now in circulation, deck-building possibilities are vast. That said, the game's biggest weakness remains its reliance on grind. If you don't enjoy the steady climb of collecting and upgrading, or if you get frustrated being out-leveled, Clash Royale can start to feel punishing. For players who embrace the long game, though, it's endlessly rewarding. Looking back at its impact, Clash Royale essentially created a new subgenre of real-time card battlers and inspired countless imitators. But few have managed to replicate its polish and staying power. Supercell's meticulous balance changes, the lively animations, and the perfect match length all come together to make it dangerously easy to lose track of time. Even if you step away for months, coming back feels like slipping into a familiar rhythm, with just enough new content to feel fresh again. In the end, Clash Royale is a testament to how mobile games can be both accessible and deeply strategic, casual and competitive at the same time. It's easy to see why it became a global hit, and why it continues to hold a place on millions of devices. Whether you're in it for the thrill of pulling off a perfectly timed counter, the satisfaction of building your ultimate deck, or the camaraderie of fighting alongside your clan, there's always another reason to jump back into the arena. It may not be perfect, and its monetization can feel heavy-handed, but its core gameplay loop is so refined, so endlessly replayable, that it remains one of the most addictive and enduring experiences you can find on mobile. That's all for today's review. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one.